got the air plenum for my bullnose truck. It had melted and I repaired it with 100-mile-an-hour tape. And that's the central trimmer. Let's see if I can pull her back, Battle. Gosh, it's dirty. There's the bird. She's moving. That carboard is underneath the engine, covered in oil. And of course, we got plenty of transmission fluid that leaked out of her tube since she just sits all the time. So, maybe we'll take her for a ride. She's in drive. I think I need to go to my favorite place in town and get some ATF. Well, she shifted. I guess she can't be too low on transmission fluid. I'm chicken Battle. I've only gone 40, 45 mile an hour. My jalopy's got some old bones, Battle. So here's my favorite place in town. Not the car wash. I don't want to strip the paint right off of my 71. We need some transmission fluid. All right. Well, that's an old body style truck there next to us. And she's still going into gear. Let's get some gasoline for her. Really what I need to do is I need to take my 71 to the transmission shop that has my bullnose truck right now. Well, what I need to do is I need to have that shop swap the transmission in my 71 for the one that's on my shop floor because it had been rebuilt years and years ago. We'll see, Battle. So I got my box of treasures here. You know what that is, Battle? Yeah, that's a part of the radiator that exploded. It's a totally different driving experience than my bullnose truck. It's like driving a lazy boy down the street. Now we put front shocks on my 71, but she does need rear shocks. And then my bullnose truck got rear shocks, but she needs front shocks. And then they both need the suspension rebuilt. Let's see here, what else do I got? This right here, Battle. This is the old exhaust tips that I had on my 71, and you can see what a tow truck did to them. And it was like pulling teeth getting a large national insurance agency to cover that claim. So here we go. We'll get some gasoline. Let's see what else I got in my box of treasures. I got this screen right here, which went on a, oh great. Oh great. A train. Well, anyways, usually they're cooking when they come through this part of town. But this screen came off of the fuel sending unit in my bullnose truck. It was actually in the side fuel tank when I dropped it. So there's that. See, they're moving pretty decent. I got this nut right here. This goes on top of the rear struts in my 96 Oldsmobile. Guess we'll just use this opportunity to go through my box of treasures. Here we got a glow plug that was, I think, in the 7.3 liter turbo core engine that I have. Notice that the tip is blown out. So that means it's probably not a Baru or a Motorcraft. And when those tips blow out, they're a pain to get out of the pre-chamber. Let's see here. See, here is a sleeve for the top of the rear struts on the 96 Oldsmobile. Here's a wheel stud. I think that came off of the 96 Oldsmobile because I had them fix a flat or something like that at the big box store, and then they damaged the wheel stud. Here is a spring that was all damaged in the valve body on the C6 transmission in my bullnose truck. I actually put a kit in that valve body to fix it shifting poorly. I saw that OBS truck at the auto parts store. It's the oldest vehicle I've seen today. Let's see here. This is a push rod out of an Oldsmobile 455 because this one is bent actually, and it came out of the rebuilt engine. Somehow the engine must have skipped time or something. Here's the associated lifter with that push rod. Here's a serpentine belt. This is from the 96 Oldsmobile, and it came apart on me. So all sorts of treasures. I like looking at the reflection of the Oldsmobile in the glass when I pass a business. Actually, a good friend of mine had an 81 Chevy Camaro years ago before we joined the service together, and he had Krager Super Sports on it. Actually, it was the second Camaro that he had, the blue one, because when we were teenagers he had a black one. But they were both 81s. So the blue one that he had right before we joined the service had the Krager Super Sports on it, and he said that he would always, polish it up and then drive by the local bank so that he could see the reflection of his car in the glass. So I've done that before with the 71. Makes perfect sense, right, Battle? Take care.
You'll have a straight shot out.
Awesome. Well, I don't hear that lifter tick. I think she's running fine. This really is the way a car is supposed to be built. Full-size rear-wheel drive. They don't have any cars like this anymore. There's no Lincoln Town Car. There's no Chevy Caprice. I guess they build what people will buy, and people don't want to buy cars like this. It's good to stretch your legs. I need to install air conditioning on her. When I bought her, she was missing some of the components from the air conditioning system. So I went ahead and pulled off the compressor. It never blew cold. I don't know if I have the compressor anymore. I might have to get an aftermarket kit, which I already have aftermarket wheels on this car. But I do think it needs a set of white walls, that's for sure. When I bought it, it had some rotten tires on it, and so I got tires, the 235/75 R15s from the big box store, and the only tires they had in that size were black wall or white letter, so it's running black wall right now. All right, there we go. I got my box of treasures with Bit 64's tape on it to make it legal for old YouTube. And actually, let's see here. What else we got in here? This right here is a spark plug boot off of the spark plug wires in the 96 Oldsmobile. When I bought it down in Houston, I drove it back up here to Oklahoma City area, and it had a dead cylinder because this spark plug boot was holding onto the spark plug wire by mere threads. So that's definitely a keeper. I found this pressed tin nut on the top of the frame of my 71 Oldsmobile when I did the brake hoses. You can actually see that video by clicking up top. We got a fuel hose and this little warning tag that came off of the 96 Oldsmobile. I actually had to replace the fuel line that went up to the intake manifold in that 96 Oldsmobile. So I got all sorts of treasures. And we'll take a drive with Bit 64. All right, Battle, let's see if she starts. I haven't started her since last weekend. We're gonna have to let her run and get hot and then check the transmission fluid before we take her for a spin. Put some fuel in the carburetor. Give her some fuel. Start it, Battle. Looks like we're just barely on the dipstick. So I'm going to add a quart. We got oil, we got transmission fluid. We're going with Bit 64 to get some smackerel. Next weekend's the car show. Maybe I'll drive the 71 to the car show for the first time in an age of the earth.
And I might come too.
We'll see. Listen for the shifts. 1, 2. 2, 3. 24 mile an hour. Oh look, here's an oldie. Pre-war car. You don't see many of those anymore. So last weekend, I saw a Ford old body style truck and a Ford old body style Bronco, but just earlier we saw that pre-war car. So most of the time you don't see really old cars.
Because really old cars...
Well, they're few and far between now.
Yeah.
So we'll see if we see anything else that's old today.
People, well, sometimes don't really take care of their cars, so they sort of turn out really beat up and stuff.
Yeah, they get broken down. All right, this business has full glass on the front, so as we go by, we can look at the reflection of the Oldsmobile in the glass. Hopefully.
Just
We're gonna park. We're not gonna do drive-through. Yep, there's the reflection of the Oldsmobile. And look, it's dirty in the reflection too.
Oh wow.
Ah,
Whoa.
Dad did not mean to do that. Sorry.
I was like, what was that screech?
The wheels barked a little bit. That shows you the awesome might of an Oldsmobile 455.
Okay, there we go.
I had the glass adjusted after I put new weather stripping on the car, and then the guys said that they cleaned the mechanism. Don't touch the roof,
Okay.
because it's so old and it looks decent, but actually on the edges it's loose. Yeah, I had the interior redone and it looks pretty decent, but actually I got outdoor cloth and it had already sort of faded, because that was about 10 years ago. And for those 10 years, the 71 has been in a garage and only driven maybe 500 miles tops per year. I drove it more down in southern Oklahoma. So I need to redo the roof too. And I need to put the OE seat belts back on, and I need to get them restored because these aftermarket seat belts are trash.
You can say that again.
Yeah, they're actually dangerous. So she needs some work, but it's a good car. Hey, there's an old BMW.
That bluish one?
The white one. And then it's an old body style truck. The white BMW was like 85, and then the blue dually truck was like a 93 or 94. Dad didn't get a chance to see what the badge said. Here's an old truck.
Oh. It was that black one?
The black one that just passed. Well, really, I should wash my Oldsmobile, especially if I want to take it to the car show. Drive, old 64, drive. Thanks, man. All right, Battle. Well, thanks for taking a ride with us to get a treat. Make sure you check out one of these other videos I did on my 71 in the past.
Bye.
And I'll see you next time, Battle.
Bye.
Oh, sorry, Battle. Make sure I'm parked. Should know. I got another foot or two.